Hello and welcome to Nan Loves Food. I am Anne, here today participating in a collab that I am super excited about. So this is about the holiday season and recipes that make you feel warm and remind you of family. And I actually grew up with 3 grandmas and only one of them was a decent cook. So what my granny made wouldn't impress anybody. However, there is a family traditional recipe that we love that my aunt started making. We'll put the picture of the recipe up here. It is from a very old, you know, the charity church recipe books. It's from one of those, so we'll put the cover here as well. My aunt has been making this as part of our family traditions for a very long time. It definitely is a staple at Christmas parties with the family, and also it can find its way into birthdays and barbecues and things like that because it's just an amazing appetizer. So what I'm making today is called cold pizza. And it's actually a pretty simple recipe. It's got everything that is good in life in it. It has crescent rolls, it has cream cheese, and it has Miracle Whip, which is kind of a strange ingredient, but I promise it's delicious. We're gonna lay out the crescent rolls flat, we're gonna bake it, and spread that cream cheese Miracle Whip herby mixture on top, and then we're gonna dice itty bitty vegetables and make a delicious cold pizza. And one of the best parts about this, and one of the reasons that it is such a popular dish, is it is an appetizer that doesn't need to be served hot or cold. It's actually best served room temperature, which when you're doing big family gatherings, you know, the oven space can certainly be at a priority, even in, you know, big gourmet kitchens with the double ovens, which one of my family members has. We're still always fighting for oven space. So let's get into today's recipe. All right, we've got the oven preheating at 375. We're just following the package instructions. I am using the Great Value brand of crescent rolls. I personally don't find any difference between the off-brand and the name brand, so I would rather save my $1.25 or whatever the difference is. So we're just gonna spread this out. We're using 2 cans.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles.
So we're just gonna smush this together until it kind of becomes one large piece of crescent roll cookie dough.
Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be all right.
And there is our pizza crust. The vegetable chopping is by far the most labor-intensive part of this, so we're gonna get started while our dough is cooking. We're just following the package instructions on the dough, which is 375 for, it says 9 to 12 minutes. We're definitely gonna go on the lower end of that because obviously they're not rolled up like they're supposed to be, so it's a little different. So the vegetable pizza calls for carrots, celery, radishes, cauliflower, mushrooms, green peppers, black olives, onions, and a very small amount of broccoli if wanted. So basically all of the vegetables, and it will make the most gorgeous cold pizza.
Whatever we do, we will be all right. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. Well, I'm all for Christmas. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be all right. These holiday wonders will open your mind.
I'm crying. It wasn't even that much onion. I'm bawling. Whew. Back to work. So the recipe actually calls for a half of a tablespoon of grated onion. So I'm just gonna take the half that we didn't cut, and we're just gonna use the microplane and grate it. Now, I do not always peel my carrots, but in a circumstance like this, you definitely would want to, because the carrot's gonna be showing. Like, this is a very visually pleasing dish. So having some like ratty carrot skin is probably not the best.
Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I live, the dream I knew. Well, I'm all for Christmas. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight.
These days I'm a great big cheater and I get my broccoli florets already cut up, so this just makes life infinitely easier. Oftentimes what I'll do for dinner is just take these out of the bag, toss them in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, and throw them in the air fryer, and you get the best roast broccoli, and it is like the most easy side dish in the history of the planet, and it's so good. So for this, we really do just want like the florets, not the stemmy pieces. So just the cutest little florets you've ever seen. Oh my goodness. But those will look so pretty on our little pizza. So apparently, according to the recipe, this is called vegetable pizza, but we call it cold pizza. I guess that's just a family name. To me, it makes a lot of sense if you're gonna do this to also be the one, especially for a family gathering situation, to also be the one who brings the veggie tray, because then you can kind of kill those two birds with one stone, you know? Because you've got all the makings of a really good veggie tray here, kind of by default. Okay, and then the final thing we're gonna put on our veggie pizza, other than the sauce, of course, is some black olives. I got the sliced ones to make life easy. We will still go ahead and give them a little chop. I'm sure this would also be delicious with any other kind of olive. You wouldn't necessarily just have to stick to the black olives. Ooh, that's a lot. And I'm just gonna give these a quick run through with my knife. My knife is dirty with all the other things, but that's fine because it's all gonna end up on the pizza together. Boom. Okay, and we can always have more or less, but this is a final product. Yay. Eating the rainbow, my friends. Almost healthy. in spite of the cream cheese and the Miracle Whip and the crescent rolls. Probably not actually that healthy, but it is delicious. While we were chopping, we did get the crescent rolls out of the oven, so those are good. It did take 9 minutes and we did get to golden brown. So now we just need to mix up our sauce. This cream cheese has been sitting out for a bit. Might need to go in the microwave for just a little bit. Okay, now our cream cheese is nice and gooey. We actually need 1/3 of a cup of Miracle Whip. So my husband, apparently, I don't know. All I can tell you is there's 1/4 and 1/2 of a cup measuring spoons in there. I don't know what happened. So we're gonna do 1/4 plus a little and see where we're at. I am actually following this recipe, which is pretty rare for me. I'm not a recipe gal. I kind of take ideas and put them together. But the only modification I am going to make here is that I don't feel like there is enough salt. It doesn't call for any seasoning of any kind, which hurts my heart. So I'm going to throw some Lowry's into this mixture as well, just to make sure that we have an appropriate amount of seasoning. We are using 1/2 teaspoon of dill. I am a big fan of fresh herbs, but this is definitely one of those times where the dried is the better choice. Just a tiny little bit of dill, but a little goes a long way, especially with the dried stuff. And then Lowry seasoned salt, because that makes everything better. Just gonna do a little sprinkle in there. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? Yummy. Oh, I forgot our grated onion. Grated onion going in. Don't forget the grated onion. And fortunately for us, this is all cool now. So we're just gonna throw all of this on here. The chopping is the worst part, but honestly, it's a great exercise in knife skills. If that is one of those things that you are looking to get better at, nothing better than a dish like this. Because you're gonna get a lot of practice in a short period of time, which is how you get good at something. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do you get good at cutting things? It's like, well, you know, watch a couple of YouTube videos, get some advice on kind of the do's and don'ts, the things that you should and shouldn't be doing. And then it really is just practice. And it is something that's like a lot of fun to be good at. I really enjoy chopping things. When I was in college, my favorite place to work, so I worked at the cafeteria, one of the food courts in college. And my absolute favorite place to work there, other than the taco joint, because I would always sneak bites, was the salad bar. Because it was just like repetitive, the same thing over and over again, and it can be very relaxing to just chop and chop and chop. All right. Okay, seriously, have you ever seen a more festive dish in your life? So yummy. And I'm gonna go ahead, since they're poking up a little bit, and just like push this stuff down. Generally when you have a pizza, that kind of happens when you bake the cheese and stuff. But since we're not baking this, this is cold and kind of raw. We're gonna go ahead and just smoosh it down so everything stays in place. But yeah, cold pizza, yum. All right, so I just took a pizza cutter and I cut up my cold pizza squares. Look at that, doesn't that look so good? Oh, all the veggies, okay. Taste test just to make sure. The flakiness of the crust, along with the creaminess of the cream cheese that has that little zippy bit of Miracle Whip in it. I do think the Lowry's was a good addition. I will probably do that moving forward. But the crisp, crunchy veggies makes you feel like you're eating something healthy, even though this clearly is not. But in a really good way. Not like, oh, this is healthy, but like, yeah, one of my favorite things. I do want to thank the lovely hosts of today's collab. If you're not already following these ladies on YouTube, please go ahead and do that. We've got Midlife and Nailing It, Andrea's Shenanigans, Brooke Nicole, D Lovely Life, Missouri Grown Carolina Home, and the gal who I found the collab through, which is Taylor Elmore. So thank you guys so much for hosting this. What fun. I love family traditions and recipes that make you feel warm and cozy and like home. So I'm excited to see what the other ladies have posted. Please make sure to check out the playlist of all of these videos. I'll link it in my description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Like this video if you like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube family. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. So now we just get to make it pretty. So this is your canvas. Go wild, have fun.